I'd put off the surgery for over a year, torn meniscus. Nothing glamorous, just persistent pain that made stairs feel like mountains and sleep a negotiation. My doctor finally convinced me it was time. You're not getting any younger, Mark, he said. Do it now, recover properly, and you'll thank yourself in 10 years. So I scheduled the operation, March 8th. I remember the date like a second birthday now. In the weeks leading up to it, my family became unusually present. My sister Rachel called daily, suggesting recipes she could prep and freeze. My younger brother Josh offered to rotate night shifts at my place, just in case I needed help to the bathroom. Even Mom, who rarely left her warm little world of TV crime dramas, insisted she'd stay over the first week. We even started a family group chat, Recovery Rangers, Josh named it, complete with emojis and jokes. There was talk of grocery lists, med schedules, meal deliveries. I felt hopeful. Maybe this time I wouldn't have to carry it all alone. I noticed a few odd things, though. Conversations that stopped when I entered the room, Rachel whispering on a call and saying, "Well, he won't find out until later," Josh laughing nervously when I asked if everything was alright, but I chalked it up to nerves, or maybe a surprise get-well gift. It didn't matter. I was going under anesthesia with the belief that my family had my back. That belief was the last comfort I remember before the 4 kicked in. The first night after the surgery was hazy, painkillers and exhaustion mixing into a fog I could barely think through, but by the second day, the haze cleared just enough for reality to sting. No one came, no soup from Mom, no check-in texts from Rachel. The Recovery Rangers chat had gone eerily silent. Josh, who swore he'd crash on my couch, just in case, never showed. By the afternoon, the pain meds started to wear off, and I realized I had no refills. No one had picked them up. My fridge was empty except for expired yogurt, a bottle of mustard, and some wilted spinach. I sat on the living room couch, legs stiff and throbbing, unable to even stand without help. My crutches leaned against the wall like a joke. I hadn't used them yet, because I hadn't needed to until now. I called Josh. He picked up on the third ring, his voice cheerful, loud wind in the background. "Hey man, what's up? We're in Cabo." "Cabo?" I asked, confused. "Where's Mom, Rachel?" "You guys said." "Dude, chill," he cut in. "We needed a break. You're not a baby, and none of us are your servants." I didn't yell, didn't plead. I just stared at the wall, phone in hand, while something inside me cracked and fell silent. It wasn't sadness I felt, it was disbelief, like waking up mid-surgery and realizing the anesthesiologist left. My whole body ached. Not from the incision, but from the weight of being disposable, of being useful until I wasn't. They'd left me to rot, on purpose. Day 3, or maybe 4, time was blurring into the same pale ceiling, the same aching leg, the same hum of the fridge at 2 a.m. I rationed what little I had left. Dry cereal, half a can of soup I managed to open with trembling hands. I tried ordering delivery, but the driver left it at the door. No way I could crutch my way across the room, down the steps, and back without falling. The food sat there for hours. I watched through the window until some teenager on a scooter took it. I messaged the Recovery Rangers group. "Out of meds, can't get to the pharmacy." No reply. I tried again. "Anyone?" Just read receipts. Then I opened Instagram. Rachel was sipping a mimosa on a balcony tagged, "Cancun Mornings." Josh posted a video of himself jet skiing with the caption, "Best week ever, #family first." Mom wasn't online, but I saw her in the background of a group photo, sun hat and sunglasses, smiling. I started writing things down, not out of spite, but because I needed to remember. The time I drove Josh to the ER at 3 a.m. after his asthma attack, the time I took care of Rachel's kids for 5 days while she found herself in Sedona, the $2,000 I loaned Mom when her roof leaked and she cried on the phone, the holidays I hosted, the birthdays I organized, the constant, "Can you help just this once?" And every time, I said yes, because I thought that's what family was for. Now I was just a number on their read receipt, a name in a chat they had muted. It hit me on a Tuesday morning, somewhere between the 3rd skipped meal and the 9th unanswered message. I was staring at the group chat, thumb hovering over the keyboard, when a strange calm settled over me, like a fog lifting. I wasn't angry, not anymore. I wasn't even surprised. I was done playing the role of dependable, of always available, of the one they could rely on because, he'll understand. I closed the group chat, muted it, archived it, then I opened my laptop and started making a list, not for them this time, but for me. Remove myself from the shared Netflix account I paid for, cancel the family group Zoom subscription they used for holidays, draft a notice to the bank. I will no longer be co-signer on Rachel's emergency loan. Inform Josh's insurance agent I'm withdrawing as guarantor. I wasn't loud, no dramatic farewell, no emails and all. Caps, just actions, clean, quiet, final. I even drafted a message to Mom. Hope the trip was good, I'm stepping back from family responsibilities, I wish you all well, but I didn't send it yet. I wanted to feel the weight of this decision, not out of hesitation, but respect for myself. If they ever noticed the silence, the missing support, the unpaid bills, they'd finally understand what I'd been all these years, not just a brother, not just a son, the backbone, the system, the one who kept the lights on. And now, the lights were going out. It started with a voicemail from Rachel. Hey, weird question. Did you change the Wi-Fi password? The kids can't get online and it's driving me crazy. Then a text from Mom. Electric bill says it's overdue. I thought you had that set to autopay. Josh followed 2 days later with a panicked call. The yard's a jungle, HOA's already on our case. You still have that long guy's number? I didn't ignore them. I answered each time, with the same calm clarity. I'm no longer handling that. I've stepped away from those responsibilities. You'll need to make other arrangements. At first, there was confusion, then frustration. Rachel called me cold. Josh said I was being petty. Mom finally snapped, texting, after all we've done for you, this is how you repay us? I stared at that message for a long time, and then I replied, you mean the group vacation while I couldn't walk? The unread messages while I begged for help? I'm not repaying, I'm reclaiming. No yelling, no insults, just truth. Let them scramble, let them feel the weight of what I'd carried for years, the bills, the repairs, the silent reliability. They called it betrayal, I called it freedom. They didn't come all at once, but when they did, it felt rehearsed. Josh was first, showed up unannounced, arms crossed. Voice casual but sharp, so this is who you are now, cutting off your own family like we're some strangers? I didn't flinch. No, this is who I've always been, just not the version you could control. He scoffed. You always acted like you were better than us. No, I said, I just acted responsible. There's a difference. Later, Mom called, her voice soft, almost trembling. I don't know what's gotten into you, but we're still your family, Mark. We've been through so much together. Can't we just talk? I stayed calm. We are talking, Mom, but I'm not going to carry everyone anymore. You're being so cold, she whispered. This isn't like you. No, I said again, it's exactly like me, the me you leaned on for everything, the me who made things work behind the scenes. I just stopped letting you ignore that part. They tried guilt, then anger. Josh even muttered, you're dead to us if you walk away. I looked him in the eye and replied, then bury me. I won't play the family's servant anymore. No drama, no shouting, just the quiet ending of a contract I never signed, but upheld for far too long. You're all adults, I told them. Now act like it. You're on your own from here. The house is still not the silence of abandonment, but the kind you choose, the kind that wraps around you like a blanket, not a cage. My legs healing slower than expected, but I move easier now, not just through the rooms, but through my own mind. No more waiting for someone to check in, no more reaching for a phone that never rings. Unless something's broken. This morning, I made breakfast for myself, nothing fancy, just eggs and toast. But it felt like a ritual, a promise kept only to me. My phone buzzed, 32 unread messages, Rachel, Josh, even Mom, frustrated demands, awkward jokes, veiled threats, but not one apology, not one, I'm sorry we left you. And that's when I realized, I don't need it. I don't need their regret to validate my decision. I don't need them to understand the years I gave, the weight I carried, the silence I swallowed. I just need this space, boundaries, breath. For the first time in my life, I feel no obligation to fix anyone else's mess, no drive to step in, solve, soothe. I sit by the window with my coffee, watching the wind move through the trees like it's rearranging something inside them too. Sometimes, being strong doesn't mean carrying others. Sometimes, it means finally putting them down. Sometimes, it means walking away, and not looking back.